Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 170. I know it's been the most craziest of weeks with a nation in limbo with what's going on, so be sure to take care of yourself out there. Hang in there and know that things are going to get better once the dust settles. Crazy week and year. Let's face it, sheesh. Anyhow, we have a fantastic Tech It Out for you to keep your mind off of all the turmoil right now. We're going to kick things off in a moment with a way to save money when you're shopping using an app called Flip, whether it's your weekly groceries or maybe Black Friday tech items you've had your eye on and clothing and home decor items and all that. Again, it's called Flip. Also, ASUS will join us this hour. They're the title sponsor on this program. They've got a new line of laptops, especially for those who work from home, like yours truly and millions of other people now around the country. LG will stop by to talk about its air fryer range. That's right, it's built into the oven itself and not a small device that you put on your countertop. And on a related note, I'll also talk this hour about some smart home products to carry on the discussion from last weekend. All of this and more on an all-new Tech It Out. All right, let's kick things off. When people ask me what are the must-have apps for their smartphone out of the millions available at the App Store or Google Play, I always recommend Flip, as it can really save you some money, whether it's on your weekly groceries, clothes for the family, home decor items, tech toys, and so on. And given we're entering a busy shopping season, I wanted to invite onto the show for a couple of consecutive weeks, Michael Silverman. He's the CEO of Flip. Consider today's Tech Talk, the first of three, a primer on what Flip is all about. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Thank you for having me, Mark.
So before we get into specifics, please tell us at a high level what Flip is all about. And again, for our listeners, it's FLIPP.
Sure. Thank you for the clarification, because that is certainly a place that trips people up. So Flip with two Ps, as you mentioned, is a free shopping app where we aggregate all the savings information for our shoppers. So circulars, flyers, coupons, online deals, we put that all in one place at your fingertips. And we've seen that actually by leveraging this tool, our shoppers save an average of about $45 a week. So we're on this mission, essentially, to help our shoppers live life more affordably by connecting them with the savings and deal content so they can make more informed decisions.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I've been writing about Flip for several years, and it's one of my go-to apps for sure, because my wife and I found that it really can help you save money. So it's been said good technology solves a problem. What's wrong with the old way of going through those circulars and coupon clipping and things like that?
So one of the amazing things about the Flip app is the sheer convenience of aggregating all of the content. So essentially what we provide is all of this circular content. You don't have to wait for the mail to arrive anymore, essentially.
Yeah, and get newsprint on your hands and all that.
Exactly. You can get all of these flyers, all of this circular content, all this savings content, all these coupons, all in one app, one place. And as a result, you get the ability to do features and things that you weren't able to do before with all the paper, which is compare deals, clip items to a shopping list, and imagine all this in one free app. It's been really valuable for all of our shoppers.
So can you walk us through how it works for those who haven't yet downloaded Flip? You do first get that app from your favorite app store, and then what?
Yeah, so we like to say it's one of these easy 1, 2, 3 scenarios where it's very straightforward. You download the free app on like either your app store if you have an iPhone or Google Play, and then you open the app, enter your postal code. You can even allow for like location tracking, and then it's as simple as browsing the stores near you and saving money.
It is true that based on your zip code, prices may vary a bit. The stores will vary. So you can have your phone use its location information to determine where you are, or you can type in the zip code.
Absolutely.
So then you can browse through the stores, or you can do a search by keyword, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we have two states of shopping that we support. One is browse, where you're looking to get inspired about what's available for sale. And then, as you're mentioning here, search, right? And so a lot of people have an intent to purchase a very particular item. And in this case, we support that use case as well, where anybody can just open the app, click into the search field, and type in any item they can think of, and we will show them the best savings associated with that item local to them.
Awesome. And talk to us about clipping an item into your shopping list. And there's also a smart shopping list feature that I'd love for you to chat about. But the first one is so you're browsing a flyer for a store. You can tap it. Explain, please, how that works.
Yeah, again, one of the things I love about our experience is just how straightforward and simple it is. And then it also takes the convenience of the experience you used to have to just the next level, where you really have the ability to peruse and browse all these different items, and then you can actually clip them digitally, and they get added to a list, a shopping list. So you can track all these sales, and then you can go back and see all of the sales that you've clipped to find where you're going to go shopping for the week. So it's pretty straightforward. You can either clip the items, or you can build a shopping list, and then that shopping list will show you all the deals associated with the items you've added.
We're chatting with Michael Silverman, CEO of Flip. That's FLIPP, one of the most popular shopping apps at your favorite app store. Looks for great deals. It's mostly for retail, correct? Or is there also an online component?
So we largely cover in-store retail, but we are getting more and more online content as we speak. So we work with many retailers, for instance, who are what one would call omni-channel, in that they have stores and they also have an online presence. And for many of them, we help support both of those. And then actually recently we've started working with partners like eBay and Amazon in order to ensure that online content is available to our shoppers as well.
And speaking of shopping with a partner and synchronizing your shopping list, similarly, what if you find a great deal through Flip and you want to share it with a friend or family member?
Yeah, so we have the unique perspective of understanding how challenging this actually is. Whereas most apps you use, it's pretty easy and straightforward to share content because the content available to you is usually broadly available to everyone. We service local content. So this was a tough nut for us to crack, but we recently released a really impressive and enhanced sharing feature where you can share flyers, items, retailers, the entire experience with anyone you want, and it seamlessly and streamlines the experience.
Maybe we can walk our listeners through a couple of other cool features, Michael.
Sure. So we actually recently launched a new feature called Watch List, which is something I'm incredibly excited about because it essentially takes the guesswork out of searching for savings content. So if you have a particular item in mind and you want to know when it goes on sale, we've actually produced a tool for you to build a list of items you want to watch, to keep an eye on them, and then we will notify you when those items are on sale. So it takes all the guesswork out of the experience and really makes it seamless, takes all the burden off of the shopper.
And what about coupons? Can you explain how it works through the Flip app?
So this is actually a fairly tough challenge as well. It's a complicated landscape, and we are aggregating all of the coupon content into one place. So in addition to flyers and rebates, we bring all of this information into one place. So in addition to all that, we're also bringing the coupons in, and then we want to make sure that you have a seamless experience. So, for example, a CVS shopper can use our app, add their loyalty card to the app, and then subsequently clip all of the CVS coupons they want to use to their loyalty card all in one place. And this is stacked on top of all the other savings content we have, but essentially super easy, super straightforward experience where shoppers can add their loyalty cards and clip their coupons to those cards. Yeah, think of the advantage of being able to ditch all of that plastic. It's essentially your digital wallet.
All right, so to get going, Michael, our listeners just have to go to the App Store for iPhone and iPad or Google Play for Android devices, type in FLIPP, and then you can download and get going for free.
Yeah, you nailed it.
All right, flip.com for more info as well, FLIPP.com. Michael, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to chatting with you again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Mark.
Again, that's Flip, a free download for your smartphone, your tablet, and it's also accessible on a PC. I'm also going to tell you this hour about Slick Deals. It's another great way to save money, and they've got a new browser extension which works with Chrome, Edge, and Firefox. We'll get to that. And as I mentioned also on the program, we're going to hear from ASUS after this short break. We're going to talk with LG about its new range. They've got a stove oven with a cooktop and an air fryer element, which is very trendy, but you don't need a separate appliance for that. And then finally, we'll round things off with a bit more on smart home tech. We may be spending more time indoors with the colder weather and the pandemic and some financial strain perhaps. So we'll look at a few other smart home devices. As I mentioned, this show is powered by ASUS, the company that creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. And that includes its line of award-winning laptops and desktops, monitors, smartphones, smartwatches, tablets, and much more. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. And if you're into gaming, by the way, yeah, there's a lot in the news about the new PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. We'll talk about that next week with some folks from Twitter. But PC gaming is super hot, and ASUS has their ROG, or Republic of Gamers, line of gear, laptops and desktops and accessories. That is fantastic if you're into gaming. We'll get to that ahead of the holidays as well. You're listening to Tech It Out on the Radio American Network. I'm your host, Mark Saltzman. Stick with us. A lot more coming up after this short break.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Tech It Out. Especially given the year we've had with tens of millions of us forced to work or school from home, buying the right computer has never been more important. As many listeners know, ASUS is my favorite computer maker, and I usually talk about its innovative ZenBook family, the colorful VivoBook family, or affordable Chromebooks. But this time around, it's a look at their business-grade computers called ExpertBooks, as well as some other machines we'll get to. We're chatting with Keith Lowe. He is a senior business manager at ASUS North America. Welcome to the show, Keith. Thanks for your time.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Before we talk about business-grade laptops, tell us a bit about ASUS.
Sure. ASUS has been in business for over 30 years. We are known for developing award-winning motherboards, computers, monitors, networking products, as well as some other devices that people use in their computers. About 1/3 of our worldwide employees are focused on product experience engineering so that we can create products that exceed the needs of our customers rather than just meeting a list of specifications. As one of the world's largest OEMs for commercial IT products and services, ASUS embodies 3 core values. We focus on design, quality, and innovation.
And I just want to explain, OEM is Original Equipment Manufacturer. It's an acronym that just refers to like a computer company. So ASUS is an example of an OEM.
Correct.
Okay. And you're right about not just meeting the bare minimum, but going above and beyond. I love the ZenBook family, which is what I use, with innovations like ScreenPad, where not only is it a touchpad, like a mouse, but there's also an interactive video screen embedded in there. Like, how cool is that? So these are the kinds of things that ASUS does on a regular basis. Also with your ROG, or Republic of Gamers, line of gear as well. You know, with your laptops and desktops for computer gamers, you go above and beyond. And I know that's similar to ExpertBooks, even though I've never played with one in particular. And we've got you now to chat with us about ExpertBooks for more of a business-grade laptop, as well as Expert Center computers, which we'll get to in a moment. But tell us about ExpertBooks.
Yes, Mark. The Expert Series products include ExpertBooks and Expert Center desktops and all-in-ones. These are specifically designed for users who need business class quality and performance.
And I would think security as well is one of those pillars that would be important to a business-grade laptop or desktop.
It is. In fact, all the devices are designed to include TPM, which is a hardware module that helps protect the information on the device. And most of the products have options to use secure core processors from Intel, which are referred to as vPro processors.
Okay, cool. All right, so there's ExpertBooks, which are laptops, and then there's the Expert Center computers that are a desktop PC, so stationary stationary computer, and that also may be an all-in-one where the computer is built in behind the monitor, so it's a lot more of a cleaner look.
Correct.
Okay, so let's start with the Expert Center D500. What is that computer all about?
Sure. So with a lot of our customers, what they're looking for is different types of computing options. So the D500 is a compact desktop computer, and it's designed for businesses or home users. The neat thing about it is that, depending on what you're trying to do with your computing device, you can get better performance from a desktop because they can use a processor that utilizes higher power than would normally be used in a notebook.
Okay. So yeah, I know there are some advantages to desktops over laptops. While you're trading portability for performance, that is a priority for many. Not to mention it's easier to upgrade components to a desktop, right? If you wanted to swap out the graphic card, for example, on some PCs, it's easier than you could on a laptop. And you can also add a bigger monitor where with a laptop, even though you can have an external or secondary monitor, a lot of people just stick with what's built into the laptop. But with a desktop, you have the choice to upgrade from, say, a 23-inch ASUS monitor to a 32-inch one. Is that right?
Definitely. And, the neat thing about desktops in general is, to your point, the design gives you a little more flexibility and upgrades. So you can add more RAM or memory.
Right.
You can sometimes upgrade the video card. And to your point, the really neat thing about these chassis is they're compact. So they tend to take up a lot less room on your desk, or even you can mount them underneath your desk if you like.
Oh, cool. So it's not a traditional tower. This is a much smaller computer.
Correct. And it's designed to run very quiet. It gives you very easy access for maintenance or upgrades.
Okay, cool. And then how does the Expert Center D500 compare to the D700?
So in general, we use a similar design format. And so the D700 is still considered a compact desktop. But what we've done is we've increased the number of ports for greater connectivity, including USB-C, which is the latest kind of USB connectivity. Gives you higher throughput for data and makes it easier to plug in any device you want that can use the port.
All right, so the Expert Center D500, the Expert Center D700 has more ports. Does it have more power as well?
So in addition to the ports, we've also built in some additional slots on the motherboard for RAM expansion. So again, a lot of times these devices are being utilized for, files that take up a lot of room in your memory, and having that memory expansion is really key. The other thing that we've done, and this is a primary difference between the D700 and the D500, is we've also added a 3-year warranty for the D700. So that includes on-site service, and it includes a couple of things that are really important to our customers.
All right, Keith, we're going to get to what those are when we return on Tech It Out. We're chatting with Keith Lowe. He is with ASUS. We're talking about expert books and Expert Center PCs for those in the working world. Even if you're at home, you're going to need the right gear. So stick with us. You're listening to Tech It Out. We'll be right back.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. We're chatting with Keith Lowe. He's a senior business manager at ASUS North America. We're learning about the Expert Books and Expert Center line of computers, more of a business grade computer, whether it's a laptop or desktop. Before the break, Keith, you were talking about the extended warranty and on-site service and everything that you feel is important for your business grade customers, and I can completely understand. And then you were talking about some things that other companies don't often include. Perhaps you can elaborate on that.
It includes a couple of things that are really important to our customers. One is accidental damage protection. So in case someone accidentally spills a beverage on their computer, or for whatever reason knocks it off their desk and maybe damages the device. In addition to that, and this is really key for a lot of our business users, a lot of times companies have data that is stored on their hard drive that they need to keep confidential. So we have what we call hard disk drive or HDD retention, which enables the customer to retain that hard drive, and they can dispose of that storage device as they need to in order to protect their confidential data.
Before we go on to the expert book, P2451, and another model called the B9450, how much are those expert centers you just told us about?
So typically the expert centers will start at about $599 and go up from there depending on the configuration that you're looking for.
Okay, and to be clear, these are desktops but not all-in-one, so the monitor is separate.
Correct.
Okay, good to know. All right, now let's pivot and talk expert book P2451 for those who want the mobility of a laptop or that built-in monitor in that clamshell design. Tell us about this particular model.
Sure. So what we tried to do was to create a product that is very light and easy to move around, but also has the flexibility to connect to any of the devices that a person may find in their office or in their home. So again, the device is 3.3 pounds light, has a very nice compact construction, very flexible as far as we can expand the memory up to 32 gigs. You can have up to an i7 Intel processor. And again, has a very comprehensive port set. We refer to it as input, output, or I/O, that enables you to connect multiple devices to the notebook itself.
Okay, so that's the expert book P2451. If they went to ASUS.com and typed in that model number P2451, how much does it start at?
So these products start at typically around $649 and go up, depending on the configuration that you're looking for.
Okay. As I said off the top, this year, more than any other year that I can remember, we're working more from home and schooling more from home. I know we're talking more about working rather than a laptop for students, which might fall into the VivoBook or Chromebook category. But definitely mobility is still important, even if you want to bring it around to different areas of your home. Some people prefer a laptop over a desktop. And then the next laptop I've talked about a couple of times on this program, and it's the popular expert book B9450. Is this your flagship laptop for businesses?
It absolutely is. It's an awesome product. It weighs in at just a little over 2 pounds. It has a battery life that goes up to 24 hours.
Wow. And
to your point, with a lot of people working from home, it also builds in some additional features that we think are really, really important for business, as well as for people who are maybe learning from home or just need to have that extra security from home. So a couple of things that we focus on. One is optimized for video conferencing. So we include such features as a quad far field microphone array that has noise cancellation. The really cool thing about this is if your dog's barking in the background, it helps prevent the person that you're speaking with on your video conference from hearing your dog.
Great.
In addition to that, we have a great speaker set. It's been certified by Harman Kardon. And what that means is that, it's great the person you're speaking with can hear you very clearly, but now you can also hear them very clearly as well. And then a couple of things that we've built in from a security standpoint, and this one I really like. We actually have a physical webcam shield. And so the neat thing about that is a lot of times, when you have your laptop open and, sometimes you don't know if actually that camera is on or if someone can see you in your pajamas or whatever it is you happen to be wearing that period of time. And the physical webcam, you can see when it's closed, makes it very easy to use. And then in addition to that, we've built in a couple other features. So there is an IR camera, which means that the notebook can use facial recognition to log you in, as well as a fingerprint sensor. And again, just like with the Expert Center products, we also include TPM to protect your data, as well as options to include Intel vPro processors for even more security.
Okay. And then IR, of course, is short for infrared, and that can help you log into your device securely. How much is the expert book B9450?
So typically, the ExpertBook B9 will start at about $14.99 MSRP and then go up depending on how you configure the system.
And hey, maybe a write-off for you as well. So, all right.
For sure.
And then finally, the website, which I plugged earlier, just to confirm, it's ASUS.com, and that's ASUS.com, and that's where they could find all the ExpertBooks, or is there a dedicated page just for ExpertBooks?
You can definitely go to asus.com, and then you will see a listing for our business notebooks, and you can navigate to there.
Okay. All right. asus.com. Keith Lowe, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate your time as well.
Awesome. Again, that's Keith Lowe from ASUS. And for full disclosure, they are the title sponsor on this program. But I do invite them on to the show every once in a while to talk about what's new. Sometimes it's about gaming. Other times it's for students with things like Chromebooks. This time around, ExpertBooks and Expert Center. When we return on Tech It Out, we are going to chat with LG about its air fry range. So it looks like a regular stove or range with a cooktop, 4 elements and all that. But it's got that air fry technology inside. So most air fryers out there are small appliances. They're countertop devices. You put them on your counter or on your island. You plug it in and you can make something for yourself or maybe 2 people. But now you've got the benefit of an entire range. So inside the entire stove with that same kind of technology that can crisp things up and is healthier for you. And it has InstaView technology. So LG has this with some of their fridges, but this range lets you knock twice on the glass to turn on the light so you can see what's inside without you having to open the door to let heat escape and things like that. So we're going to learn all about that LG Air Fry InstaView range with ThinQ technology. That's their AI or artificial intelligence. It works with an app and your voice. Obviously, this is a tech show, so I need like a good tech element to that kitchen appliance. Pardon the pun. Get it? Element, stove, element, never mind. And then finally, we're going to talk smart home tech at the end of the program, so stick with us. You're listening to Tech It Out on the Radio American Network. We'll be right back.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Check it out. Hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Thank you for tuning in to Tech It Out. We've had a busy show, and we're going to now continue on and chat with LG. No doubt, since the start of the pandemic, we've been cooking and baking a lot more at home, if my Instagram feed is any indication, that is. And for many of us, it was a push to buy newer and smarter kitchen appliances as well. Of course, you've heard of the air fry trend, which is faster and healthier than oil as it circulates hot air at high speeds for a perfect, even cook. And what if your range and cooktop stove could have this technology instead of needing a separate appliance to keep on your kitchen counter? Well, we're going to learn about that right now with Shannon Newell. She's marketing manager for home appliances at LG Electronics. Welcome to the show, Shannon.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for having me.
Since we've all been spending a lot more time at home since February or March, how has that changed our habits when it comes to the kitchen?
Absolutely. So a recent survey actually from LG found that 34% of that have admitted that their eating habits have essentially worsened since the stay-at-home recommendations started earlier this year. And, as we enter the colder months, eating habits do tend to change. We tend to look at those comfort foods a bit more. And with that, of course, comfort foods generally tend to be a little bit richer, a little bit fattier, a little bit unhealthier, so to speak, but they are super delicious. So with that, an air fry has become a feature that consumers are looking to with those comfort foods that are, traditionally deep fried that they can bring to life at home in a little bit more of a healthier context. Air fry is a feature that is brought to life within our ranges to really highlight for the consumer to be able to, achieve that crispiness and that texture that they want to achieve those comfort foods at home with their range.
Okay, this is interesting to me, and maybe I'm just not as knowledgeable as others, but I always thought of an air fryer as a separate appliance that you need to keep on your kitchen counter. But with this product that we're going to chat about now, it is a range that has this technology built in. It's called the LG Air Fry InstaView ThinQ. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, absolutely. So At LG, we're all about efficiency. So building that air fry feature into the range, just so you don't have to have that additional countertop appliance, does allow you to have a larger capacity. But the range is new. We're super excited about it. Just, prepare meals for their family, or if they're having a small gathering with friends, to be able to offer some of those, traditionally deep fried options or alternatives at home.
Right. Okay. Got it. So some of the advantages of having this air fry technology in a range is that, as you mentioned, you don't need to put anything on your counter. You can keep it the way it is now. And then, so it's less clutter on top of your countertops and all that, or on your island or what have you. But also, you brought up a good point, is that you've got more space now. You can actually cook for more. So I've often said, when people ask me about air frying, and I'm not an expert. I like to eat, but I don't cook that well. Not like my wife, Kelly, does. But I always say, like, an air fryer is great for one or two people, like if you live alone or whatever. But for a family, and we're a family of 5, it could be, not as convenient, because typically the countertop air fryers are much smaller.
Yeah, what makes the range so special really is that air fry technology that's built into it. So it's similar technology, that the countertop appliances use. But of course, because it's a full-size range, we have additional capacity. But it really is a feature, the air fry feature, that circulates hot air at high speeds, which results in getting the food texture super crunchy, crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. So it's super, super delicious. And for those of us that are craving comfort foods, like traditional chicken wings, crispy fries, this appliance is a game changer. And we're super excited about it, just because, of course, it having, being a full-size range and being a feature included in your full-size oven, you'll be able to, and your whole family will be able to really indulge in your comfort food favorite dishes without the guilt. And of course, a key part of the air fry feature is its ability really to use less oil, because it is circulating the heat to achieve the crispiness without using as much oil.
Or depending on what you're cooking, no oil at all. It can often achieve a similar texture as what we've noticed. We're chatting with Shannon Newell, Marketing Manager for Home Appliances at LG Electronics. You had me at chicken wings, by the way. Now, and this is a full range, as you mentioned, so it does have 4 elements on top if you want to cook. It is a regular oven as well, correct?
Definitely. Full size range.
Can you talk to us about some of the other features? And then I want to ask you about this technology, because the name of the product is the LG Air Fry InstaView ThinQ. So maybe we can talk about some of its features, including that InstaView part. I know what that means for your fridges, but would like to hear about the about this range. And then we'll get into the AI, artificial intelligence, in a moment.
Absolutely. So another cool feature that LG has brought to their air fry range this year is the InstaView panel on the front of the oven. So InstaView just essentially means that you're knocking twice on the oven glass and it will illuminate for you, similar to our InstaView refrigerators that we have on our French door bottom mounts. So it basically just serves to bring that innovation straight through to the consumer from a convenience perspective, and making our consumers' lives easier just by, not having to open the oven door to, when you do that, you lose heat. It can sometimes throw off the recipe. So you can knock twice, check on the status of your dish just on the outside. And it's also super convenient when you're kind of working in the kitchen. Your hands might be a mess. You might be doing, a couple things at one time, just to, have that quick casual knock, and you can kind of see how everything's going in the oven.
Very cool. Does this also work with your voice? I know, like you were explaining, how you can use an app to, for example, turn it on and set it to a certain temperature. Does it support smart speakers as well?
Absolutely. ThinQ can be managed from any room in the house by connecting to your, Google Assistant, to your Amazon Alexa, smart speakers. Yeah, super intuitive.
All right. Without further ado, Shannon, let's talk how much this new appliance costs.
So the range starts at $1,200. And for more information, please visit LG.com.
Shannon Newell, thank you so much for your time. Have a great rest of your fall.
Thanks so much for having me, Mark. It was great to chat.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out. Stay with us.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
Hey, if you want to save some money while shopping ahead of Black Friday or on Cyber Monday and into the holidays and even into 2021, take note of this website, app, and browser extension. It's called Slick Deals. All you have to do is go to the App Store for iPhone or iPad or the Google Play Store for Android devices, and one word, search for Slick Deals. Or you can just go to the website slickdeals.net/radio and install the free browser extension as well for Chrome, Edge, and Firefox. All right, so what is Slick Deals? It is billed as the largest social platform for scoring deals at retail and online. So you can browse by things you're looking for, do a search, and see what the community of more than 12 million users is voting on. They are going to share the best deals that they've found, such as a sale on a 65-inch TV over here, or on a pair of sneakers that you've had your eye on, or a trip, some sort of fire sale for next year. And it gets posted on the online forums at slickdeals.net. People vote it up, and if it's a hot enough deal and it's verified and vetted by everybody else, it might make it to the main page. But when you've got that Slick Deals extension, it automatically will find and apply the best codes for you when you check out at your favorite retailers as well, all to save you money on purchases. That is the point of Slick Deals. You can access exclusive coupons from hundreds of stores, set up a deal alert from anywhere on the web, and a lot more. Again, it's a free money-saving browser extension for Chrome, Edge, and Firefox, so it doesn't matter how you like to browse the web, and it's at slickdeals.net/radio. Again, slickdeals.net/radio. So last week on this show, I talked about some smart home tech that I showed on TV, and I said that I would continue the chat. So I'll spend a couple of moments now on that. Last week, I talked about the Schlage & Code Smart Wi-Fi Deadbolt. I talked about the Flow by Moen Smart Water Shutoff, which is a valve that can automatically turn the water off on your pipes if it detects something wrong with the flow, the pressure, or temperature, and then send you a message on your smartphone via an app. We talked about the world's first smart printer with HP. It's called the Tango. I talked about Whiz connected smart lights that started only $20. The SureCall cellular signal booster called Fusion for Home for those trying to work from home and having poor reception and how frustrating that is. So let me continue with a smart robot that has a twist. You've of course heard about the Roomba family of floor vacuuming robots. They've been around for several years from a company called iRobot. And the i7 Plus model not only vacuums dust and dirt and pet hair, but it empties its bin for you, which you only need to replace every couple of months. So the way it works is that it cleans around your home, and then it drives itself back to that clean base, which also charges up the Roomba to continue its job. But in that base, it empties its bin into a larger bin that's in the base, again, that you only need to replace every 60 days or so. So the technology is getting better and better. It also has what's called smart mapping technology. So on an app or via your voice, if you have a smart speaker, you can say something like clean the kitchen or clean around the couch or something as specific as that, and it'll do its job. Very, very intelligent. It's called the iRobot Genius platform, and it's just getting better and better. So this particular model is $799. And again, it's the iRobot Roomba i7 Plus vacuum with clean base automatic dirt disposal. Next up, I did chat a little bit about smart lights last week, but I really like these Philips Hue smart lights for TV entertainment to give you a more immersive experience. You can sync your lighting to movies, video games, sports, and more. So there's a couple ways to do it. You've got this Philips Hue HDMI sync box, which you can plug things into 4 different ports, including the Philips Hue Play Gradient light strip. So the way it works is that you plug that into the sync box. So now you're going to see complementary colors splashed onto your walls or synced with Hue lights through the Hue bridge in your home, which is required for both of these. And it really supersizes your entertainment. So imagine you're watching a movie and a child is running through a field of lilacs. You're going to see like hues of purple splashed onto the wall and then some green and some yellow. And it's just absolutely amazing. You should actually Google Philips Hue TV entertainment to see it in action. The Philips Hue HDMI sync box costs $229, while the Hue Play Gradient light strips start at $219, and then it goes up from there if you need longer strips. And then finally, October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So as we're talking about smart homes, we also need to be smart when we use our tech, and that includes having reliable cybersecurity software. I only use ESET Internet Security, and especially as so many of us are now working from home, you may not have the same level of security as you do at the office. So you've got to protect your devices. ESET doesn't just work with computers, but it can also work with smartphones and tablets and even your Android TV to keep an eye on what you're downloading. ESET Internet Security has a very light footprint, so it runs in the background. It does not impede performance if you're a gamer like I am, and it has webcam intrusion detection and a lot more. Again, it's ESET Cybersecurity, and it starts at $39. As you can see, there's no shortage of ways to turn your home into a smarter one, covering all kinds of budgets. All right, we've about run out of racetrack on this week's Tech It Out. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a safe and healthy week ahead, and I look forward to catching up with you next weekend on a brand new episode of Tech It Out. Bye-bye for now.